So I almost fell for a scam. Watch this video so you don't fall for it as well. Looking back to writer's theory, I'm James Winterthorn. And in this video, I'm going to take a little break from the writing related content that I normally put out every week and talk about something that happened to me this week, in which case, someone had contacted me with an opportunity to promote my book to a meetup reading group. I received an email uh, from what looked like a very legitimate uh, person representing their meetup group or a post apocalyptic reading group. I'll go over what some of the red flags were that I did see pretty quickly, but I still wanted to investigate. I'll share what those were. But let me share what the interaction looked like between me and the person emailing me on the other side here. So I'm a presence out there. I put these videos out. I do other um, content to try to promote myself, and the opportunity to promote my book and potentially get book sales and some recognition is a wonderful opportunity. So I'm always going to explore what those chances are, especially if there's minimal commitment involved. So I received this email and it says, "Hi James, I'm Layla, founder of the of Post Apocalyptic Book Club of 3,486 readers who live to discover and champion fresh stories. When I came across Chords of Fate, I knew it was the kind of book that would ignite conversations in our community. That's why I'd love to feature it in our September Author Spotlight series, a program where we put standout titles directly in front of thousands of engaged readers, spark buzz through passionate book club discussions that spread far through beyond our group, position authors alongside other impactful voices we've highlighted. Our September spotlight is filling quickly. I'd love to reserve a feature for Chords of Fate. Would you be open to hearing more?" And then, of course, we have a picture of the founder of the meetup group and a photo that they included. This is a real group. I did go to the meetup website, found the group. Uh, so I saw this, and I'm like, well, it's worth investigating. It's worth at least finding out if this is legitimate or not. Because if it is, it's an opportunity to promote my book. And who wouldn't want to do that, especially if there's not a lot involved? So I went to meetup.com, found the group. It's real. These pictures are from the group. So on the surface, this looks legitimate. Some of the red flags that immediately stood out was this group is based in London. I received it. I forget what time of day I received it at, but it was in the middle of the night in London. Not that people can't send emails at 2 o'clock in the morning, but that was one of the things that stood out. Chords of Fate is not a post-apocalyptic novel. It's an urban fantasy, but close enough. If they're really interested in reading it, I'm not going to tell them no because your group doesn't focus specifically on this genre. But those were a couple things that stood out immediately. So I did respond to the email and had some back and forth with um, a person on the other end. So shared some emails back and forth. Got to a point where it was determined that there was a monetary commitment to do this, and it came across in a tiered package. So I'll share with you what the monetary ask was to join this spotlight series. Now, this particular email was after a couple back and forths of asking for information. It was very salesy, the pitch. Like uh, as a business owner myself, and as a person that understands what written copy looks like, I knew that a lot of the copy or a lot of the email that I was receiving from this person was sales copy. and that's fine. You got to make your pitch. But it was very salesy. It was like, here are all the benefits you'll get for doing this thing, without talking about money yet. So I recognized that it was a sales pitch, and then they we got to a point where they actually shared pricing with me. So like, okay, well, let's see what this costs. Like, is it worth it for me to spend whatever money they're asking on what they're saying the benefits are? So here's what the monetary commitment or ask was from these emails. So we have like the pleasantry up front here, but they were offering this essential spotlight with a dedicated spotlight post, pinned mentions throughout the month, so a lot of reinforcement of the reading of the story. Highlight key quotes and storyline hooks, so the community can talk about specific things within the book. That's $95. Like, so $95 gets you in the door, gets people talking about the book. If it was real, that's actually a wonderful value. Um, the next is this engage spotlight. This is everything that I just mentioned. And then themed discussions and polls. Very interesting idea. Uh, Highlight reader reflections and creative responses. So people are really like they're really engaging with the content, which is pretty cool. And for $175, this is what they're actually doing. Again, still a great value. And then the premium was everything listed already, with optional mini read challenge time tied to the story's theme. This is odd because this doesn't feel like a real thing that you would actually do in a reading group based on a novel. You could, but it's odd. Like, what mini reader challenge is there? So I don't know if I mentioned, but all of these emails feel very AI generated, which is also fine as long as it's the message that the person sending it, if it accomplishes what they want. But this is starting to feel artificial at this point. Additional promotional boosts. It will keep the book up. It will keep the book top of mind all month and keep people talking about it. So up to this point, the value made sense. And like, if you're really going to do these things, that's great. But then it feels like it's really just making stuff up for what value it's going to add. Like, the AI doesn't know what a good value add would be in a reading group that an author would want to pay for. So this just feels very fake. Like, it doesn't feel like an actual package. Whereas if this was a real thing and it was AI generated, the person behind it would be editing this a little more and making sure that the value is increasing along the way and not just making things up. Also, the September spotlight goes live September 29th. By the time you see this video, this will have all passed. And they needed people to sign up by the 25th of September to be featured in September. So the timing doesn't make sense either, in that this was sent to me um, like on the 20th of September, somewhere around there. And had this been a real thing, maybe they would have been signing people up for October or November, not for a few days left in September. So that was another red flag that stood out. Still, this is the point at which after reading this, I was pretty sure this was not legitimate. And so what I did, because I still wanted to make sure. So if this was a real thing and somebody's just figuring out how to fund their readers group or how to monetize a readers group, I still want to give them the benefit of the doubt. So I went to the meetup group. I signed up for it and I contacted the organizer, whose picture is all over these emails. Um, and I basically stated that, hey, we've been communicating via email. I just wanted to validate that this offer through this direct message, so I can make sure it's legitimate. I got no response for probably a week, and the thing is like the emails coming from this Gmail account were coming back real fast. Like, it was very almost automatic how quickly the emails were coming back. Um, so to not see the meetup message come back at all, at least for a long time, was another sign that, well, this isn't real. She did get back to me through the meetup, the direct message in meetup, saying that it was in fact not the group being represented, to not interact with that email, and certainly to not send them any money. So ultimately, I didn't uh, fall for the scam, except that I did spend a fair amount of time considering it, um, mm, having the emails back and forth, and it did take a little bit of time away from other things that I'm trying to accomplish. So it was a little annoying in that regard, but I did not spend money on it. I hope that other authors don't spend money on it as well. When you put a book out there, especially when you self-publish one, you'll do anything you can to get it in front of people. And spending money on advertising a book is a gamble. It's a gamble because the margins on books, especially printed books, is often very low. Unless you're charging $30 or $35 for your book, you're probably only making what, $5 per sale. So spending $100 on something means that you have to sell 20 books just to offset it. This would have been a worthwhile expenditure, especially the opening uh, tier. And $100 isn't that much money, especially if it gets promoted in front of thousands of people that are already engaged. So, so the amount being asked was actually very reasonable, to the point where I was just about ready to send money. So this is a good scam. It's sophisticated enough that it knew what I wanted. It had a value that I wanted to achieve for an amount of money that I was willing to spend. Uh, so I'm glad that I didn't. Um, I'm glad that I saw the red flags right away, and enough where decided to investigate and validate before giving money. So if you have a book that you've published and you see this type of email come across, where it comes from a meetup group, the uh, email it came from was the name of the meetup group at Gmail, so that's believable enough. But you should do your due diligence before sending money to anyone, especially just reaching out to you out of the blue. Now, having said that, one thing I do wonder is if you have a readers group, especially with a lot of members, if it's on Meetup or wherever it is, uh, I was willing to spend money to be featured in a reading group. So if you have a group out there, and you would like to fund that group better and monetize it to at least sustain itself, consider reaching out to authors that fit within your genre if you don't already, and offer a package that's worthwhile to them to be featured in your group. Um, this is actually a wonderful opportunity that you can take advantage of. And authors like me don't mind spending $100 or so, to get in front of readers and to have people purchase the book and read and review it and start talking about it. So I've learned a lot this week because of this scam. I hope that this video uh, helps you if you see this type of scam come across your email. Just remember to be thorough in investigating anyone you send money to. Check for contact outside of that email source. Like if it's in Meetup, you go to Meetup to contact the person that is emailing you, so you can have two methods of validation. And just be careful. Like there's people out there that are trying to scam us on all sorts of fronts. If it's our published book that we're trying to get in front of people, or if we're trying to send money to a Nigerian prince. There's all sorts of scams out there. Just be careful. I hope this video helped. And I know this isn't normally what I put out for content, but if you're interested in other writing related content, you want to know about writing techniques, or you want to follow my journey of writing here on YouTube, well, please like and subscribe. And I will get back to writing tips and sharing my adventures here in the next video. I'll see you then.